Can you spot the pattern in these letters and numbers? A1, C2, F3, J4, O5, U. Here's the answer. When you go from A to C, you skip one letter, B. When you go from C to F, you skip two letters. When you go from F to J, you skip three letters, and so on. Does this pattern make your head hurt, or do you find it interesting, or even easy? Those who lean towards finding this logic easy to spot are usually logical/mathematical learners. This lesson summarizes the characteristics of those with this learning style and will provide you with ideas for how to teach logical mathematical learners. Logical mathematical learners may include those we consider to be math whizzes, but the style is much more than that. This learning style tends to have insight into systems. In other words, a logical learner is better skilled than other types in looking at a series of parts and seeing how they are interconnected. This makes them particularly good at puzzles and strategy games, such as chess. Most learners in this category will value factual information to back up claims. Statistics and data are often important to logical/mathematical learners. Rather than relying on gut instinct, a logical learner will want to know how you came to a particular conclusion, what led you down a certain path to your belief, if it is valid, and what facts can confirm your ideas. A person with this learning style will naturally seek out answers to complex questions and problems, seeing connections where others may see confusion. If possible, provide students with opportunities to make use of this skill during activities. Let's go through a list of classroom activities that can support these types of learners. Ask students to simulate a scenario in which they try to address an issue from multiple perspectives. For example, if you are teaching about the challenges of climate change, ask students to consider this from different points of view: business owners, consumers, government officials, other nations, etc., and to propose solutions that tackle these many angles of a system. Create a mystery to solve with clues that require logical thinking or math. For example, create a scenario that asks the question, "Who stole the chocolate chip cookies?" Then have grade-level appropriate clues like, of the 5 suspected cookie stealers, 20% have a chocolate allergy and wouldn't likely steal the cookies. Present a scenario that requires a strategic solution, then incorporate new obstacles along the way to keep it challenging. For example, if you were teaching an architecture class, you could plan to add in a new requirement from the student's client near the end of the process, requiring the student to incorporate the new information into the final solution. Support students with this learning style to communicate productively rather than simply critically. A logical learner may not recognize that others struggle with what comes easy to them, like the pattern in the puzzle at the beginning of this lesson. It may be tempting for a logical learner to point out the shortcomings of others' logic in an abrupt way. Encourage logical learners to get better and better at simplifying their explanations. Rather than becoming frustrated with those who don't see the solutions as quickly, teach them that communicating with others is yet another challenge that can be addressed with strategy, patience, and logic. Those with a logical/mathematical learning style approach problems systematically. They are likely to desire facts and figures to back up one's claims rather than gut instinct. They will have a strong inclination toward math, but the style also includes other types of puzzles, often involving patterns. Logical learners will absorb information best when solving a problem through a logical approach, such as activities that allow a student to simulate a scenario. Also encourage these students to use their logical talents to simplify explanations in communications, so that those with other styles can understand their explanations.